At Laurel Gray, we do have Cabernet Sauvignon planted here. We actually started out with clone 337 on rootstock 10114. It is important when you're selecting your rootstock to know your vineyard, because you're looking for rootstock that'll either help invigorate the vine if it's a slow growing clone that you've selected, or you're looking for one to slow the process down. So this is actually, we like to call them the thoroughbred clones that we have at Laurel Gray, because they're a little high strung, high maintenance, but they do make the best wine. We actually believe that you can grow a fantastic Cabernet Sauvignon in North Carolina, but you have to know what you're doing, and it is a completely different beast than it is in other parts of the country. You want to actually let Cabernet Sauvignon hang longer than you would some of the other varietals. You don't want to pick them when they're picture perfect. They need to go beyond that. So that's really a hard thing for new growers to understand, is that when it looks perfect in the vineyard, they're not quite ready. So they need to go beyond. You need to see the raisoning. We like to let them hang throughout the month of October. They get that cooler evenings. It does help give it some really nice complexities in the wine. We're seeing a lot of our customers really embrace what we're doing here with Cabernet Sauvignon. We have an estate reserve Cabernet that we are told competes with any Cabernets in the country. So it's exciting to be on that. Our vines now are 8 years old, so it's considered a fully mature vineyard. And it does take a few years for that to happen, because the vines have to get a nice deep root system. They have to start picking up more mineral content from the soil. They have to develop some complexities. So we think we're there now. So we encourage everybody to come out and try the cab and tell us what you think.
We'd love for you to try our Cab Reserve. We don't always have a Cabernet Sauvignon Reserve. This is a 2007 Cab. A lot of people come into our tasting room and they want to know what makes a reserve. How do you determine what's a reserve? And I'm sure a lot of different owners and winemakers determine reserves different ways. The way Kim and I determined that this merited being a reserve is we're making our wine in a winery. We constantly are there talking with the winemaker, sampling wine from barrels periodically to see what barrels are giving us what flavors that we like. And we actually ferment this wine and age this wine in 3 kinds of barrels. We use American oak, Hungarian oak, and French oak to age this wine. As we're going through a 30-barrel lot of Cabernet Sauvignon in the winery, we're making special notes of what barrels are superb, which ones on our palate do we really love, and we're kind of keeping track of those as we go through the process. At the end of the process, if we have several barrels that are very fruity, but then we go back to these special barrels that we've dedicated as special that needs more aging in the winery, that we think and feel is going to be really an outstanding wine, we'll set those barrels back and not bottle them, and that'll be our estate reserve. So as our customers come in here and try this wine, we tell them, if you love this reserve, you better get it, because we don't know next year whether we'll have a reserve. It's a once in a lifetime situation. We may have one, we may not. So I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, terrific. So the reserve is your judgment.
It's our judgment that that's a very excellent wine.
Terrific.
And people come in and they'll say, you know, I love wines that are real velvety, that have a little bit thicker feel about it. That I want to chew my wine. I just like to get it in there and just kind of chew the wine, jam. That's what we feel about that wine.
Oh yeah, that's completely. It's wonderful.